Good morning all. Today we will continue about the introduction to compiler design in the series of the compiler design. Today we will discuss the concept of finite state machine and regular expression. In previous lecture, we have discussed about the structure of or the diagram of compiler design. What are the various phases of compiler, types of compiler, okay, multi-pass compiler, single pass compiler, advantages and disadvantages of the multi-pass compiler, okay. Lastly, we discussed the passes and the concept of bootstrapping. Now we will proceed in the continuing the series of the compiler design lectures. Today our agenda is finite state machine and regular expression. First of all, we will discuss finite state machine, then we'll discuss the concept of regular expression. Okay, first of all, we will discuss what is regular expression. Regular expression is what? A notation that can be used to describe essential all the tokens of the programming language. Okay, in previous semester, we studied theory of computation. In theory of computation, we have studied the concept of Chomsky hierarchy series of grammar. In Chomsky hierarchy series of grammar, we have studied the type 3 grammar that is known as regular grammar, and the acceptor for that regular grammar was the finite automata. We will study the same thing that we have already studied in previous semester, that is regular expression and finite automata. You all should know that it is of type 3 grammar if we are talking about the Chomsky hierarchy series of grammar. First of all, we will discuss in terms of compiler. What is the significance of regular expression? What is the use of regular expression? Listen, a notation that can be used to describe essentially all the tokens of programming language. All the tokens of programming language means where the tokens will generate? Tokens will generate on the lexical analysis phase. That means that particular regular expression will give significance on the lexical analysis phase. How it is to be associated with that, we will discuss it. Okay, so you all should know what is regular expression. You simply say that notation that can be used to describe essential all the tokens of the programming language. This is the definition of regular expression. Then we discuss the finite state machine, or you see in simple words you can call it as the finite automata. Finite automata is what? It is a recognizer. So you can say that finite state machine, FSM or FA, are convenient way of designing token recognizers. As we have already discussed, I have already told you so many times that recognizer is what? You can say that it is a machine with the help of which you can identify something. What you are going to identify here? You will identify the tokens, and from where the token is to be described? It is to be described by the regular expression. Okay, then advantage of using regular expression to specify token is that from a regular expression we can automatically construct a recognizer from keywords, from tokens denoted by the regular expression. This is the advantage of using regular expression. Okay, this is all about the brief introduction about the regular expression and FSM or FA or finite automata. Next is regular expression. Now we are discussing the functions of lexical analyzer. Okay, I have already associated this particular phase with the regular expression in terms of what? Lexical analyzer at the end will generate the tokens, or you can say that output of the lexical analyzer will be the sequence of tokens, and that sequence of tokens is to be described by the regular expression. Now the things is more clear to you. Okay, what is the function of lexical analyzer? You all know very well that it generates the tokens, or it identifies the tokens. After generation of the token, it will also identify what kind of token that was. For example, that may be the identifier, keywords, constant, literal, special symbol, punctuation symbol, and so on. Second one, the second function is to remove the comments. Okay, if there is any comments, for example single line comment or multi-line comment, your compiler will not recognize, will not read the content, your comments. So which phase is responsible for removing the comments? That is your lexical analyzer phase. And your third function is remove blanks. Blank means white space. Okay. So that is to be the responsibility for this is also for the lexical analyzer. Okay. Next one is records of track number. Listen this particular point very carefully. When you compile your program in C or C++ or Java or any kind of language, when you compile your program, after compilation of your program, when error occurs, your compiler will tell you that particular error will occur at this line number. So this is the task of your lexical analyzer, which is responsible for identifying and indicating the errors with line number. Till now, you just know compiler after successfully compilation of the program, it will generate the errors, or it will give the message that your program is being successfully compiled, or else it will give the error message but with line number. But now you should know that lexical analysis is the phase which is responsible for providing the errors with line number, not the whole compiler. Compiler's phase is what? Lexical analysis. It is responsible for identifying the errors with line number. So this particular fourth function is that records of track number. And next one is scanning of files. Scanning of files means I have already told you that lexical analyzer scan the source code character wise character and group them into a logically belonged words, that is known as tokens. So it is scanning of that particular source code. So all these are called preliminary scanning used to condense the file. Okay, all these steps: identify tokens, removing comments, removing blanks, records of track number, and scanning of files. All these are called preliminary scanning, which is used to condense your file. These all are the functions of lexical analyzer. Next is design of lexical analyzer. In step 1, you should draw the transition diagram, which is first step towards its design phase. While you are trying to design the lexical analyzer, first of all, you should draw the transition diagram. Okay, transition diagram is for what? I have told you so many times that lexical analyzer will generate the token. What kind of token it will generate? This is the first step that corresponding to that token. That token may be the identifier, keywords, constant, and it may be anything. On the basis for that, you should draw the transition diagram, or you may call it as a pattern. Pattern means what? Any kind of token is to be generated, that a token is to be passed into this pattern. If the pattern matches with that sequence of characters, you can decide what kind of token it is. For example, this is the diagram that is to be drawn. This is known as transition diagram. This is the zeroth state, start state. First character is the letter, and after that at state 1, letter or the digits, or you may call it as the any combination of letter and digits, and finally is the delimiter, and it will at the second state. At the state 2, it will declare that something it has find. What it may be? It will be the any kind of token, but depend upon the pattern. This particular pattern belongs to the identifier. If any of the incoming stream of token follow this pattern, you will declare that particular token as an identifier. After that, in step 2, you will code for each phase. For example, this is the transition diagram. It contains state 0, state 1 and state 2. Now you will code each and every phase. On the basis of the programming that you have done in previous semesters, you can code these phases. For example, first of all, C will be the character. You should simply take the character C and take a function getChar. In next slide, I am telling you state 0 C equal to C colon getChar. GetChar is a function that will get the character. If letter C, okay, at state 0, if you all know it very well that identifier will always start from the letter. If letter C means that getChar, it is to be stored into what? Where? C. If letter C, then go to state 1, else fail. If first alphabet or the first character is not the letter, that means if letter, then go to state 1, else it will fail. Means that particular pattern, that particular incoming stream of token does not fulfill the condition of, or does not match the pattern of identifier. Okay, then state 1, else fail, in that case it will fail. State 1, again C get char, if letter C or digit, then go to state 1. I have told you on previous slide that after one letter there will be any combination of letter or digits. If it is so, then it is go to itself, state 1. Else if delimiter C, then go to state 2, else fail. This is all about the coding part. Next is state 2. State 2, this will be your final state, and you will invoke a function that is known as retract, and it will return to that particular token. For example, you are having the identifier, ID stands for identifier, and this is the install function. Install function is what? It will tell you about the position where that particular identifier will store, or it will indicate the position of the identifier. This is all about the designing of lexical analyzer. After that, for example, this is regular expression. Example of identifier in a programming language. In regular expression notation, what you can write it as identifier equal to letter or digit star. This parenthesis is used to group sub-expressions. These parentheses that contains letter or digit. These parenthesis is used to group the sub-expressions, and each regular expression denotes a language. Okay, this is the all about regular expression. Next is finite state machine or FA. Finite state machine or finite automata, I have already told you it is a recognizer for a language L. Now the definition of finite automata is, या finite state machine is, recognizer for language L is a program that takes as input a string X and answer yes if X is a sentence of that language L and no otherwise. Clearly, the part of the lexical analyzer that identify the presence of the tokens on the input is a recognizer for the language defined that token. This is just the definition of your finite state machine or finite automata. Next is, listen, finite automata is again of two types. First one is non-deterministic finite automata. You can call it in short as NFA, and deterministic finite automata, in short you can call it as the DFA. What is NFA and what is DFA? Now we are discussing this thing. NFA, either it may be the NFA or DFA, both are the recognizers. Both are the types of finite automata, or you may call it as the automata. Okay, what is it? NFA, way to convert a regular expression to a recognizer. Way to convert a regular expression means you are having a regular expression and you want to convert that regular expression to a recognizer. For what? Is to construct a generalized transition diagram. Because when we start studying this concept, design of lexical analyzer, so for the design, towards the design, our first phase was to design the transition diagram. This is saying the same thing. Way to convert a regular expression to a recognizer is to construct a generalized transition diagram from the expression, and that diagram is called as non-deterministic finite automata or FA. Okay, NFA recognizes the language A or B star ABB is shown as. You will start from this zeroth state. A or B, the meaning of this A or B star means occurrence of any number of A and B including 0. But the string must be ended with ABB. So for sure you will draw this A, then B, then B. It will definitely come into the string. Any kind of string is to be generated from this language. That means the string must be ended with ABB. This is the language of this particular regular expression. Any number of all the strings that contains any number of A, any combination of A and B's including null, but the string must be ended with ABB. You can write the NFA like this, and we have also discussed this particular thing in previous semester in theory of computation. Next is transition diagram. We have already discussed the transition diagram. We have already designed the transition diagram. Now we will draw the transition table on the basis of the input, on the basis of the state, and on the basis of the input. we will design this transition table. In this transition table, the state 0 on input A, it goes to state 0 itself and state 1, because we have also draw for ABB. First A means 0th state is rotate on the 0th state itself on the input transition A and B, and for next ABB, A for state 1. So state 0 goes to 0 and 1 for input transition A, and next is for state 0 B, we will get back to the state 0 itself, and this is the state 1. State 1, it does not go on input A, but for B it goes to state 2. Likewise, state 2, it goes to nothing on A, but when go to 3 on B. This is all about the transition table. I have already told you, language defined by an NFA is the set of input string it accepts. Okay, this is all about the non-deterministic finite automata. This is the deterministic finite automata. DFA is easier to simulate by a program than is an NFA. This is the point. These are the 2 points that are asked in competitive exams so many times. DFA is easier to simulate or NFA is easier to simulate. Your DFA is easier to simulate by a program than in an NFA. Number of states of DFA could be exponential in the number of states of NFA. You should remember both of these points for your competitive exams. And this is the diagram for DFA. Listen one thing, how you can recognize that the given diagram, transition diagram, is for NFA or is belongs to DFA. The recognition, you can recognize this thing. Listen to me very carefully. In DFA, no transition on input null. There will be no transition on input null, but in NFA, a transition on input null can be occurred. And the second recognition is, the second point is, for each state and for each input symbol, there must be one edge living as labeling A. Okay, again listen to me very carefully. For each state, like 0 state, 1 state, 2 state and 3 state, for each state and for each input symbol, what is the input symbol? Input symbol A and input symbol B. For each state, from each state and for each input symbol, labeling state as leaving a label A or B. Each means it A and B both comes under that. Each A, no need to write each A and each B. You simply write each state, from each state for each input symbol, labeling as leaving A. Okay, means in layman language you can say that how many number of input symbols are there, each and every input symbol must leave each and every state at most one time. But in NFA it is such types of thing is not there. Okay, this is all about the DFA, deterministic finite automata. Next is, this is the conversion of NFA to DFA. This is the diagram that I have created, that I have designed in the previous slide. This is the transition table, same transition table, and this is the same diagram that we have discussed in previous slides. Okay, this is the NFA for regular expression A or B star ABB. This is the regular expression, same regular expression. This is the DFA for the same. How we can convert this NFA into DFA? We can directly use the concept no input symbol, no transition on input null. In this particular thing, in both of these diagrams, no transition on input null. That means first point is to be clear that both are the DFA. But second point is what? For each input symbol from each state and for each input symbol, leaving as labeling A exactly one time. You can see over here 0 from 0 for on input symbol A, it goes to A1 itself and 0 itself, 1 and 0 itself. But this is violating the condition of DFA. So we can declare it as an NFA. This is the DFA. How we can convert it? You simply explore this state. This is the state 0. that this is the 0 1 and this is 0. You simply write this 0 as a Q0 state over here, Q0 0, and simply expand this one. This is A, this is B. Again, this is 0 1, this is 0, this is 0 1, this is 0. 0 is the same and you have already named it Q0. You simply rename this one. 0 means Q0 and this is 0 1. This is no name you have given till now. You simply provide the name like Q1. Now what is the new state? Q0. This is Q1, this is Q0. Now you will expand this Q1. Okay, while you will expand this Q1, then you will again see on input A and on input B where these state goes to. That this will be the resultant, and finally you will simply write this one Q0, Q1, Q2, Q3. This is the state Q0, Q1, Q2, Q3, and this is one Q1, 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 and you are writing over here. Leave this 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3. Simply write the state name. And on the basis of this particular transition table, you will draw. If the diagram is same as that you have already made in the previous slides, you can check whether the previous diagram that you have made on the basis of the two conditions, that no transition on input null, and for each state and for each every input symbol leaving the state and labeling the edge A. Okay, if this is matched, that means your conversion is true. Otherwise, you can check, or you can say that it is the condition with the help of which you can check whether your NFA and your equivalent DFA is correct or not. This is all about the conversion of NFA and DFA. Now this is the NFA with epsilon transition. Epsilon transition, epsilon means what? Null transition. This is a very clear case of that you are designing the non-deterministic finite automata, because in DFA no transition on input null, but here null transition are there. So you will write, this is the same regular expression A or B star A B B. You have write the same. This is the NFA. In previous slides you simply write 0 state, 1 state and 2 state and 3 state, and 3 state will be your final state. Okay, now while using the null transition, this will be the diagram, and you will find the null closure of 0. How you will find the null closure of 0? You simply put the in null closure, you simply put that particular thing that you are finding the closure for. You are finding the closure of 0, you will include 0 over here. Then find from 0 the number of state that directly goes to null. 0 to 1 it goes to on input null. 1 to 2, 1 to 4, that means 0, 1, 2 and 4, and 0 to 7. Okay, so 0, 1, 2, 4 and 7. These are the states that can directly reach to the on input null transition on input null, and you will make it as the state A. And after that you will find from these states on input A where the which states come, on input B which state comes. 3, 8 will come, for example 0 it's not going on A, 1 not going to A, 2 is going to 3, that means 3 on input A, 3 will be there. Next is 4 goes to B on input 4 goes to 5 on input B, you will write B5. Okay, on input B there will be the state of 5 that will reach or that will access, and after that 7 goes to 8 on input A, so you will write 8 onto this one. So in this way you will find input A the states were 3 and 8, on input B the states was 5. Now you will find the null closure of this 3 and 8. Okay, you will make the state B. In the same way you will find the null closure of 5. Okay, again you will see on input A 3 and 8 you have already calculated the null closure of 3 and 8, so no need to write the null closure of this one. Then again input B 5 and 9, this 5 and 9 is the new closure. Then first of all you will find the previous closure 5, you have not find the closure of 5. First of all you will find the closure of 5, then come on to the state B. 3 and 8 you have already calculated, then 5 and 9. Now you will calculate the closure of 5 and 9. You will continue this process, repeat this process until or unless no input symbol, or you may call it as the no new state will come. Jab tak till now that state won't come, you will not stop. Okay, from here this is again 3 and 8, this is 5. Each and every states you have already explored. You simply write this is the state A, this one, this is the state A. On input A goes to where 3 and 8. Where is the 3 and 8? This is the null closure of 3 and 8. You have provided the name as B. You simply write on state A, on input A, you will go to B. On input B, this is 5. But where is the 5? Null closure of 5, you have already named that it as C. So you will write as C. Likewise, you will complete this one. This is all about the NFA with if silent transition. For this particular lecture, it's all over from my side. We have already done the regular expression and the finite state machine or finite automata in this particular lecture. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Otherwise, refer the books and do your best. Thank you so much.